Everyone is talking about building AI voice agents, and that is great. But nobody's talking about where to actually deploy them. That's why most sit on this shiny demo shelf and never see the day of light. So today I'm breaking down the use cases that are actually printing for AI enablement agencies and businesses right now in 2026. And of course, the ones that you should avoid. Just for context, the voice AI market is on track to hit $47.5 billion by 2034. That's a lot of money. And Gartner projects conversational AI will cut contact center labor costs by over $80 billion by the end of 2026. So not in 10 years from now, not in 5 years from now, but actually this same year. So there's money to be made. But the sad reality is that over 88% of AI deployments never make it past the pilot stage. Think about it. So the difference between the ones that actually succeed and the ones that die is simple. They pick the right use cases. And I'm going to walk you through the use cases that are actually working right now, ranked by how easy they are to deploy, how fast they generate ROI, and how sticky they are for you and your clients. So whether you're an agency selling this or a business implementing it, this is your playbook. But before we dive in, if you don't know who I am, my name is Rhomays. I run Netzo AI, a conversation OS platform that allows businesses to automate all customer communication across all channels with AI agents. If that sounds interesting to you, well, click the first link in the description. There are 8 top use cases, and the first one is the inbound receptionist. The inbound receptionist, or front desk, which also tackles the missed call recovery, is your gateway drug into the voice AI realm. And it's the easiest one to deploy, the fastest to show value, and every SMB, so from dental offices, law firms, med spas, plumbers, they miss 30 to 40% of inbound calls. And each missed call is a missed opportunity, a missed sale, and a lot more. So an AI receptionist will pick up the call, of course, 24/7, can answer FAQs, can book appointments, can escalate calls, route urgent conversations to a human, the whole shebang. Now, one thing to keep in mind though, is that this use case is where agencies should start, not where they should end. Because there's low complexity, it's super easy to deploy. You can see and show immediate ROI, and the client can feel some sort of win on day one. Now, here's the real numbers. Most businesses report 2 to 3 times increase in appointments booked just by simply catching the calls that they were missing during after hours or during peak times. And the upgrade plan is very simple. Once the inbound receptionist is working, your upsell is omnichannel. This is where you want AI to respond to every single channel. So from voice, chat, emails, SMS, even social media, all in one unified inbox. And that's where the real lock-in happens. Now, use case number 2, lead qualification. And this works for both inbound and outbound. And remember that outbound is a little bit more complex than inbound. Let's put the following scenario. A lead comes in from a Facebook lead form at 11 p.m. By morning, it's cold. They don't remember anymore what they were doing when they were browsing. The voice agent calls or texts within 60 seconds or less of opt-in. So, of course, speed to lead is everything. And I don't need to tell you this. You probably already heard this 100 times before. So what the AI agent does, it will qualify them, asking budget questions, will ask for the timeline, the needs. It will then score them. This is the most important thing, which is when it starts working with data, can even enrich them, and then books a qualified lead directly on the sales rep's calendar. Everything without human intervention. Now, the outbound version of this is when an AI agent calls to a list of unconverted leads that opted in, re-engages them, and books callbacks. This is also called a reactivation campaign. And agencies running this report 28 to 40% more qualified meetings booked without spending an additional single dollar on ads. And some of the top industries crushing it with this use case are real estate for tour bookings, solar for qualifying homeowners, insurance, boarding flow, coaching, and consulting for the discovery call booking. And that kind of wraps it up for use case number 2. Now, use case number 3, healthcare, appointment management, and patient intake. This is super powerful. Healthcare is the highest growth vertical for voice AI right now. Hands down, 40% of US medical groups expanded voice AI use in the past year by 70%, reporting operational improvements. Now, the front desk staff at clinics are drowning. Scheduling, rescheduling, reminders, insurance verification, pre-visit questionnaires, all of this can be automated. Now, the key thing here is giving the AI agent access to these different tools, so more than just automating conversations, can get access to the right information by looking up the right directories and repositories right while on the conversation. And of course, what can the AI handle? Well, the bookings, sending reminders, can collect patient info before the visit, and some implementations can have 77% of L1 and L2 patient inquiries without a human. That is hyper powerful. Now remember that compliance matters in the healthcare space. Going in without HIPAA compliance is a non-negotiable. So make sure that whatever tool or platform you use, it supports it. Now, of course, that's why at Netzo, that's one of the first things that we thought of to ensure that agencies deploying via the platform can support their clients the right way. Now, here's the omni-channel angle. Once you have implemented the voice layer, then, which is when the patient calls, it will book the consultation. Then you get into the text confirmation using SMS. Then it can receive an email with the intake form, and all the same agent, the same contact record. This is where single channel voice tools fall short. So implementing an all-in-one or omni-channel approach is pivotal if you want to make it sticky. Use case number 4, restaurant reservations and order handling. The reality is that restaurants get slammed with calls during their busiest hours and exactly when nobody can pick up the phone. So AI can handle, of course, reservations, but keep in mind, this is a more complex type of conversations that a lot of dynamic information regarding the times, schedules, menus, and more. So needs to be able to answer questions about the menu, process takeout orders, and manage waitlist additions. During peak hours, the AI catches what the physical staff can't. Now, this is a volume play with restaurants. A busy restaurant might miss 20 to 30 calls on a Friday night, and each one is a lost table or lost order. So it's an easy sell for AI enablement agencies or AI communication agencies, and restaurant owners understand that missed calls equals missed revenue. The ROI conversation is straightforward. And as a bonus, multilingual support is a differentiator here. So in markets with diverse populations, having an AI agent that can handle both English, Spanish, perhaps even Portuguese, Mandarin, and more is a game changer. Use case number 5, real estate, especially for property inquiries and tour scheduling. Well, real estate leads can decay faster than almost any other vertical. And a buyer that calls, for example, at 7 p.m., if nobody answers, they call the next agent like that. And AI voice agents that can answer instantly, provide information about the property, check the agent's availability, and of course book a showing, all in one call are a must. Now, after hours coverage is one of the killer's features or positioning, because most real estate offices tend to close at around 5 or 6 p.m. The AI, of course, doesn't. And the outbound play here is that the AI can and should follow up with open house attendees, nurture cold leads, and re-engage people who inquired months ago, as long as you have, of course, consent to reach out to them. And the A16Z Inside, real estate is one of the fastest growing categories in the voice AI adoption because the unit economics are so easy and clear to understand. One closed deal covers a year worth of AI costs. That's simple. Use case number 6, home services, especially dispatch and emergency triage. Well, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, pest control, all these businesses live and die by the phone. And the beautiful thing is, of course, that AI can handle the inbound calls, triage the requests, so emergency versus routine, collect the property details, and book the services in the right place in the calendar. Now, for emergency services like burst pipe, AC down in summer, the AI can escalate immediately while capturing all the key information and details so that the tech shows up prepared. And this vertical has one of the highest willingness to pay because the alternative is hiring a full-time dispatcher or answering service. And both are way more expensive and less consistent than AI voice. Of course, once you implement not only the voice layer, but you attach also the omni-channel approach, where you can have also SMS notifications, so letting the homeowner know that the team is on its way, and of course being able to answer also via other channels will catch more deals and make them more money, making it a total no-brainer. Use case number 7, sales coaching and training simulations. This is the sleeper use case. This one flies right under the radar, but A16Z flagged it as one of the most interesting use cases emerging right now. Companies are using voice AI as a simulator for sales reps. If you ever led a sales team, you know how time consuming it is. And the AI can play the prospect through objections, ask tough questions, push back on pricing, and then at the end score the conversation. You can build a full training hub with both AI voice for sales calls. You can build it with chat for setters and so much more. And reps practice before real calls. Therefore, they will save them thousands and thousands of lost deals when they put green sales reps on the front line. Well, this works for any high value sales role. For example, for SaaS, insurance, financial services, real estate, you name it. This is a whole different space where you can capitalize on and actually have AI creating better, more proficient humans. How about that? And of course, the willingness to pay is very high because it replaces expensive sales coaches or ineffective software training. And key detail here, if you want to take this to another level, is go from tool to data flywheel. What I mean by that is use all the information to score them, then you can even train a custom large language model and create SOPs on the training so it will iterate on their training playbook based on what it's seeing on the overall data from the past, for example, 30 days. This is just one example. If you want me to drill into this on a later video, comment in the section down below that you want to see more data-driven videos, and I talk about how AI conversation solutions can plug into conversation data layers. Now, the last use case is sometimes neglected, but it's still one of the most powerful ones on an industry that's been around forever. And that's debt collection and payment reminders. Everyone likes to send invoices, but even more than that, they like to get paid. And it's a very sensitive topic, but it's massive. Collection agencies, they handle millions of calls per year with high agent turnover. No one likes to deal with people that are frustrated, say they can't pay or they will pay on one day and they don't. The AI makes outbound reminder calls and negotiates payment plans within, of course, the preset parameters and processes payments right on the call. That is huge. The AI will never get emotional, never has a bad day, and will follow compliance scripts perfectly every single time without missing a beat. The cost reduction in this industry is dramatic. Human agents' costs usually range between $6 to $12 per call. Let that sink in. A human performing this task in this type of industry usually costs between $6 to $12 a call. And AI handles the same interaction for under $1. That's a 6 to 12x cost reduction, sometimes even less. So these are the use cases that are actually working right now. And if you're starting out, go with an inbound receptionist first. Start there, or lead qualification. These are by far the easiest ones to deploy and show the client the quickest ROI. But if you're going deeper, then of course, healthcare, real estate are some of the highest value verticals. And if you want a sleeper edge, well, look at the sales training simulations. That's a huge power play. But here's what I want you to take away from this. The best use cases are not just about voice. The clients at stake, the ones that pay actually $1,000, $5,000, $12,000 and more and never churn, are the ones where the AI handles voice And then it also has agent layers for text, email, social media, and more. So it handles the whole ecosystem of conversations around the business. And that is the Conversation OS model. Voice is the hook, omnichannel is the moat. And if you want to build this for your clients or for your business, I'll leave the link to Netzo below. It's a platform we built specifically for deploying omnichannel AI voice agents. And if you are an agency, check out our free community. It's linked down below, where we help founders like you grow and scale their AI enablement companies. Well, that's it for this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.